Hello, this is Tony Novak here with a short recording about Baysave's soft reopening. Now, Baysave was started in South Jersey 15 years ago at Money Island and did some work at other locations, but the original focus was environmental restoration. Uh, we quickly learned that you cannot do environmental restoration in a remote, small rural community without involving the other stakeholders. So Baysave, over that amount of time, pivoted to be one of the few environmental organizations that does weigh equally the other stakeholders, that is, the local residential community, government, and commercial enterprises, as Money Island, New Jersey is primarily a commercial seafood landing port. So, taking all of those things into consideration, uh, the recreational, the community portion, always took care of herself. We That was always self-sustaining, but things have changed dramatically. I recall one of the oyster company owners sitting with me at Money Island said he never dreamed he'd see the day when the commercial industry, the commercial docks, had to support the recreational docks down at his marina, and that marina, like many others, have since closed, as has Money Island. So from there, though, I had the idea that it might be possible to change the business model rather than go out of business altogether, but change the business model and have some recreational access uh, to the Delaware Bay, and the state and local government and other stakeholders seem to be on board with that. So things were moving along pretty well from 2016, 2018, but then disaster hit. We all know what happened in 2020. The COVID shutdown. Pretty much everybody that I was working with at that time is now dead. Not all from COVID, but still the marina staff, my closest friends, advisors, and perhaps most significantly, a financier of Money Island Restoration. Then it got worse from there. We were hit with, in August of 2020, we were hit with Storm Isaias, which apparently did more damage to that one block of Money Island than anywhere else that I've heard, taking out a few houses and knocking one of our places into the water and ripping up the marina deck, ripping up the boat launch, and leaving the place a mess. Right? We had no choice but to close down and wall it off and keep everybody out because it just was not safe. So that was now 4 years ago, uh, August of 2020. Now here we are, August of 2024, and I'm just getting some things back in place. In that meanwhile, we had to start with the basics. We had to redo the well pump, the water system, the water lines, the electric system. Literally had to reinstall a new pole because that storm took down our private electric pole, and all of the service panels, wiring, everything had to be redone. Uh, we found that during COVID shutdown, there was a huge spike in crime. I don't think that was just us. That seemed to be everybody. Huge spike in crime, and lost a lot of equipment and materials, and still haven't recovered much of that. But we had to invest heavily in security. So security was our biggest expense for a couple of years, and I think I can say now that Money Island has the highest tech security system of any marina community that I know of, at least in the rural area down here. So progress there. At that point, the next step was, if we were going to have recreational access at a model that actually worked, the idea was that I have to focus on a few basic things. That is, would need a small fleet of boats, would need a work boat because you need a work boat around the marina and to occasionally rescue another boat. we needed to have, in my case, we wanted a fleet of kayaks as well, uh, both motorized and non-motorized. The intention is eventually to go to all renewable energy, which means electric boats. Uh, we're not there yet, but we started with at least a couple of electric motor boats, two right now, two small ones for crabbing or fishing, and needed a boat launch. And I did not want to get messed up with the permit process, which is a mess. So we wanted to use floating rafts, which were not classified as docks, that were portable day rafts that would go in the water and then pull out when we're done boating for the day. And so that was a big undertaking, and now that's done. We needed to replace the fuel dock, and again wanted something that was portable and didn't need a special permit application. So we did that. That's done, and finally, a couple of the boats needed quite a bit of work. And anybody knows has a boat knows that maintaining them is an ongoing experience. They say boat stands for break out another 1,000, and that has been the case. So at this point now, we are ready for a soft reopening. I call it soft reopening because I'm just going to try it with a few people. There's no advertising, but I'm going to try it with a few people, opening up access to the marina and the services to a few people to test things out. That will be starting this week. Crabbing season for us runs through almost Halloween, and this is actually, we're coming up into peak backwater crabbing season. So that seems like the logical place to start in the fall. Hopefully be able to offer recreational boaters, say a parent that wants to take kids out to do a little bit of recreational oyster harvesting. That's something that you won't find anywhere else in any of the other marinas in South Jersey, but we do have the ability to do that. So we're going to do that soon, but here's the situation. I invested my money heavily to do this, well over 5 figures at this point, and I'm about $2,000 short of getting to this soft reopening. Once we get there, the intention is to only charge user fees up to the operating costs of the equipment, not the capital costs, not the whole business. And so it will be cheap and affordable, which is the main point here of why boating has died here in South Jersey. Make it affordable, make it easy, make it pleasurable for people that need to. Our business model is a cross between a low-cost Freedom Boat Club and I'm up here in Millville, the Millville Union Lake Sailing and Tennis Club, which took over when that shoreline was redeveloped and gentrified. So much like Money Island, where we had lower priced weekend homes of working people, and they were displaced, and now it's all $1 million homes. We see the same thing happening at the Bayshore, and whenever that happens, obviously not everybody's happy about it. There's quite a bit of consternation about that whenever gentrification happens. So that's what we're up against there. However, the predictions that Money Island will ultimately only be for rich people is something that we're not ready to accept, at least not just yet. We believe we can have public access to recreational fishing and boating. It's not going to be the way it always was in the future. That type of market doesn't exist, but this new business model does. So hopefully that this recording helps explain what's going on and where we are. But I desperately need to make pleas for that last $2,000 just to get us up and going. After these 4 years, it's been a long journey. But if you can support Baysave, please consider it. Please talk with me. Happy to discuss whatever details might make this work in your budget. All right. Thanks for listening. And I look forward to seeing you hopefully down at the Bayshore.